Howdy folks, it's Zach, and welcome back to my gaming channel. Today I have the honor and privilege to talk about my favorite types of players you always want on your raid team. This is based off of my experiences as a raider and as a raid leader, but in no way, shape, or form is a fully comprehensive list of every raider out there. So, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know about a raider type that you feel is the type you always want on your team. But without further ado, let's talk about the top 10 players you always want on your raid team. Number 10, the Die Hard. No matter how the odds are stacked against him, no matter how hurt, no matter how bleak the situation is, the Die Hard just grits his teeth and finds a way to win. There's no quit in this guy. Armed with a set of skills and the ability to laugh at the bad guys, we love having this person on our team because they're not different from you or me, except that when you're having the worst day of your life, they're at their best. In raids, this is the person who's the last man standing, not because they're necessarily the best player, but because they're the best survivor. They avoid the crap that would take him out while continually frustrating the boss. Being the diehard doesn't mean they can't be hurt, don't get frustrated, or don't feel pain. It's just that, in their eyes, winning is just a matter of hanging in there until the bullets stop flying. Number 9, the Bomb Diffusion Expert. I love these guys in raid teams. The Bomb Diffusion Expert is what I call the person who knows how to stop problems before they explode. This could be between clashing personalities in the raid, this could be with mechanics that are giving people trouble, or just giving a solid to a raid leader before their head explodes. Where other people make silly mistakes due to fatigue, stress, anger, whatever, the Bomb Diffusion Expert on the team just cracks their knuckles, wipes the sweat from their brow, takes a deep breath, and goes back to work. They tune anything out that's not needed to tackle the job at hand, which they do beautifully. The expert, despite being around explosive personalities in danger, never loses their cool. He or she is methodical, patient, and analytical. They say what's on their mind tactfully to the people around them to help ensure they don't make problems worse. If they're quiet during the raid, they're usually working something out in their brain and will speak when they're ready to offer a solution. They don't add to the mess of the raid when everyone is trying to share their opinions. They calmly wait until the raid leader checks in, because the raid leader will check in, because they value this person's opinion and insight. Number 8, the Grenade Diver. Now, this is kind of an interesting term. If you guys have ever known people in the military, they'll usually say somebody dived on the grenade to save the rest of the team. And that's what the Grenade Diver is. This is the guy who you know is willing to sacrifice their DPS, their heals, or their tanking ability to do the one job in the fight that no one wants to do. They're willing to take one for the team. Whether it's letting a boss kick him in the nuts repeatedly or diving on a grenade for the teammates, this player consistently shows that the team is more important than anything anyone brings individually. This guy knows that sometimes you have to load the bases in the game to win, and that doesn't mean coming in and making a grand slam. It means letting the other guy make the grand slam and being a part of their big moment. It takes a lot of humility and a lot of willingness to go the extra mile if you're going to be the Grenade Diver. Now, surprisingly, this guy becomes harder and harder to find depending on how competitive your raid team gets. The larger the egos on the team, the more this particular type of person is going to feel unwanted and unrecognized for their ability to make the raid better. Keep the Grenade Diver close and make sure that their plays are appreciated, because more often than not, the Grenade Diver is content not seeking the spotlight or recognition, but that means we should appreciate what they do all the more. Number 7, the Rocky, or the Rock Lee. This guy has the most incredible work ethic you've ever seen. He or she is good, very good. But it didn't come from raw talent. It came from the talent of being able to work hard. Unlike a naturally gifted, talented fighter, this person draws on every experience, both good and bad, and makes it a brick to build a house on. Brick by brick, day by day, they work their butts off to get better and better. When they step onto the field, people usually think that this person was naturally talented, but the Rocky knows that it came from teeth grinding, hard knocks, and hard work. The best part about a Rocky on the team is that I've met a lot of talented raiders, but they tend to fold early when they hit a tough boss or a tough challenge. Sometimes progression goes badly, and it takes teams a few weeks to get over a boss instead of a few hours. The great part about a Rocky is that they're fine with it. They're used to the idea that nothing good comes without hard work, where a talented natural is bored and frustrated that the fight hasn't come as easily. Number 6, the Rudy. This guy doesn't have the best talent. He or she doesn't have the best gear. Most people wonder why they're even on the team or possibly why they're even in the guild. But once you see this person on raid day, you know no one brings more heart and determination to the raid than the Rudy. This is the person who waits in an alternate raid channel, hoping that someone didn't show up just for the chance to jump in. He's got all his characters squared away, he did the studying, he's as ready as he could make himself just in case he gets the chance to perform. He treats every flashpoint or every instance like it's a chance to practice for the raid. Every story mode boss he treats like a raid boss. He loves raiding, even though he or she may have less playtime than a lot of the experts. The best parts about a Rudy are that they are humble, they're deeply appreciative, and they are always willing to jump in. The team always comes first, and this person has more heart than any 10 other raiders. Even on the worst day where the team is complaining, they're just stoked to be there because, damn it, today we get to raid. And that's a Rudy. Number 5, the Pai Mei. I have a real love-hate relationship with the Pai Mei. If you guys ever saw Kill Bill, there's a whole section called the Crew Tutelage of Pai Mei, where an archetype Chinese martial arts instructor is teaching the bride martial arts. The Pai Mei, this is the guy who is supremely good at what he does. They are in a class of their own, so much so that they're likely in a world-class progression team, and they work with the best people in the game on any server. They're also likely to be the one in the raid who destroys you. They point out every mistake you make. They question how well you know your class. They question how well you know the mechanics of a fight. They make you drill and drill and drill until you want to throw your keyboard against the wall. Everyone else in the raid thinks this person is picking on you in a bad way, but after the raid, they pull you down into another channel, and they calmly go over every note they gave. They sit and they watch as you DPS against a dummy, and they give advice on cleaning up your rotations. They give you access to their notes, to their websites, and they spend as much time as you need to answer every question you may have. The Pai Mei may be the ultimate ball buster, but no one works harder behind the scenes to coach you, to get you to exactly where you want to be. When you said you want to be a good raider, he or she took you at your word, and now they're gonna push you until you reach the goal you set for yourself. I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna hurt a lot, but at some point, you'll look back in awe at how far you've come and how you became a master when you didn't even realize it. Number 4, the product expert. The opposite of the know-it-all, the product expert actually does know everything there is to know about a particular topic, but they themselves would never say that because they're convinced there is always more to learn. This humble example of near encyclopedic knowledge of the game is your best friend who is loaded with the stats, strategy, lore, the list goes on. The best part about a great product expert is that they don't just know the material, but they love it too. They spend their hours at their desk at their real-life job, data mining the game on their souped-up hardware to make sure that the team has the cutting-edge inside scoop on what is in the next patch of the game. Spreadsheets and wiki articles are no barrier for this person's intellect. They eat them for breakfast and ask for seconds. On the field of the raid, this person offers sound advice to any class they know about and works with raiders off of the field to make sure that the new raiders get concise, relevant information that can readily come back around and help the raid. When you find a great product expert, don't let them go, because a researcher of that level is really tough to come by and even tougher to keep, since every raid team is going to want them for their extreme dedication and know-how, especially since they have the ability to share information with other members of the raid in a way that saves their teammates' feelings and brings them up instead of bringing them down. Number 3, the Bonaparte. The Bonaparte isn't the guy who laughs in the face of danger, or the guy who pulls off the sacrifice play. Instead, the Bonaparte is the member of the raid who can accurately assess the field of battle and either create or adjust tactics accordingly. Many raid leaders like to think they are this, but I've met very few who actually are. A true Bonaparte can be tanking a boss into the right position, while also telling a DPS that they miss a step in their rotation, while also letting the healers know that the numbers are looking low by seeing it in a supplementary program from the game. This person has eyes for the entire field of battle and knows how to make the right call at the right time to turn a surefire defeat into a spectacular victory. The key to a great Bonaparte player is that they pay attention to everything around them. Nothing goes unnoticed, ever. They not only know every mechanic of every fight, they know 7 different ways of doing it at the drop of a hat and have come up with another 3 during the raid right there. Other raid teams look to teams that have a Bonaparte on it and wonder how Bonaparte's team got so good or figured out how to defeat that boss so fast. Inside of every truly amazing top-tier raid team is a supreme strategist, and if you meet one, I guarantee you're going to want to keep them. Number 2, The Rock. The Rock is the bedrock player on the team which teams are built. This could be a Rudy who has finally gotten into a solid spot on a raid team, but where Rudy was on the sidelines ready and waiting to go in for the big play, The Rock is the guy you've been trying to build your entire team around. They do a solid job in whatever role they play, and more often than not, they know how to play multiple classes with proficiency. The Rock didn't just get good. He or she has been drilling the same good habits from the start. They geared up during the leveling process, they did the grunt work on their crafting or farming and their research, they practiced on dummies, they practiced in smaller avenues before getting onto your raid team, and they learned their job very well. This person is the kind of person you build around because they're not just a good player, they're a jack of all trades. They're able to step into any role with proficiency. You know you can put them anywhere you need them to be, and they're going to be really, really good. Now, this person may not always have the best gear, the highest DPS, or the fastest heals, but their versatility is what makes them such a bedrock keystone player. The Rock is the last person on the team to quit on a fight, and the last one to let the team drop below standards. They set the bar by which all new members will be judged. And lastly, The Rock is determined primarily by their character. They have got heart, yards and yards of it. Every team needs a Rock. Number 1. The number 1. Jean-Luc Picard had Will Riker, Kirk had Spock, Han had Chewie. My favorite player to raid with is the person I like to think of as the number 1. Number 1 is your right hand, and sometimes your left hand in a raid team. They seem to be everywhere at once. They help out everyone else on the team. They know the gear, loot, order, and plan of events by heart. They'll do everything they can to make sure that this raid runs smoothly and efficiently. Like an amazing sous chef or a top-notch line cook to a master chef, the chef never has to worry about the quality of the staff, ingredients, or the kitchen when he's got the number 1 watching over things. The number 1 knows when it's time to crack the whip, when it's time to buy the team a drink. They know when it's time to party and when it's time to get to business. This person is the one you never have to worry about. They always have their act together. They are the first to offer to help you out, and they are the last one out the door to cover your escape. Their loyalty, their dedication, and their heart are only matched by their ability and desire. Now, this person is not to be confused with the first mate that I mentioned in my previous video. The first mate wants to take over the job of the raid leader. The number 1 is happy right where they are. If it means being in a fulfilling team with great people, they are happy to be there. Even when the chips are down, this person will always help the team rally for the win. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 10 types of players that you always should have on your raid team. Now, do you think I missed one? If you did, go ahead and put that in the comment area below. I would love to hear about the awesome experiences you guys have had with other players in MMOs, about people that you feel should always be on a raid team, because I love it when those skills get recognized in people, because that's what helps keep MMO communities cohesive. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and that helps encourage me to make more videos for you guys. It also tells me that you like the content that I'm putting out. And if you guys ever want to ask me any questions, feel free to put them in the comments area below, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Until then, guys, we'll see you next time.